Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this GPL encounter between Lathbury Lightning and Calpe Giants down at the Europa Point Oval. A beautiful evening, still plenty of sun beaming down on this cracking AstroTurf pitch, and we've got the top two in action tonight. So Calpe Giants heading the way at the moment this GPL season with 10 points. Lathbury currently on 8 points, but with a game in hand, so win this and Lathbury will go level with Calpe at the top, with having played a game less as well. So big match, big game. Some important team news: Charlie Packard with a late injury, meaning he does not take part for Lathbury and leaves them with 10 players. A paddle injury for Charlie, so not sure how that occurs and which part of the body, but he's a big miss for the Lightning today. They'll be looking to some of their other big batsmen, AJ, Richard Lake, Jamie Riley to pour on some runs today, and is Ashkay playing as well? If so, he'll be a big part of things. But opening up is Jamie Riley, young Spain international these days. He's got a cap for the Spanish team now, Jamie, or not quite yet?
Yeah, he's been capped by the Spanish team.
Yeah.
I was playing with the Spanish academy as well.
Excellent. So here we go, Jamie, Spanish international. Avinash Pai facing up for Giants. Oh, and a bit of bounce first ball, and that's just watched and left by Pai. Happy to see that one go through. No sign of a wide.
No run,
No run, no. Dot ball. Nice start for Jamie. Ooh, that's a cracker. He's coming with real decent pace there early on. Pai just taking a moment to get used to this awkward pitch. See what it's doing today, whether it's keeping low or being a bit more fair. We all know how good Pai is, and it doesn't matter if he takes a little while to get going. More bounce, and this time it's tricky for the keeper. Gets through, but there is a man down there, so that'll just be a single and a wide.
Where buys?
You don't need to worry about that.
Oh, it's no good.
Andy Reyes with his facing up for the first time. Nice and straight from Jamie, and that's straight back at him. And Reyes will be happy to have got that first ball out of the way. Always a nice feeling.
So I can hit left or right.
And that's driven to mid-on. Reyes scampers through. Wasn't ever in too much danger really there, but did have to get his skates on. And now Riley still with 2 to come in this opening over. But he's really getting the hang of it now, and that's a bit of a mix-up. Reyes looking like he might go, and he's gone. Pai saw a quick single, but Reyes isn't built for quick singles, especially when his momentum's already going back the other way, and that was suicide, unfortunately. And Pai swings his bat in disgust. He won't be happy with himself there, but that's cricket. These things happen. And let's see if Ian Latin, the new man, can steady that ship now, because that is a really good start for Lathbury Lightning. Giants just 3 runs for 1 wicket now off the first 5 balls of this game, and Jamie Riley's bowling really decent pace and a good line as well, so it would seem.
The wicket didn't come up.
Ian Latin faces up for the first time. Riley with another good line there, just on the pads, and Latin doesn't get hold of it, so it just dribbles to Roshan, a sort of short square leg there. And that's the first over, so a really good start from Jamie Riley there. 3 runs off it, 1 wicket, an important one too, of course. Andrew Reyes. Ian Latin is the man out there now with long-time Gibraltar captain, ex-captain now, Avinash Pai. And the next bowler looks like it might be Richard Lake. Richard Lake to Avinash Pai. First ball, sorry for the little delay there, just checking the streaming was all okay. Turns out it was. And Pai hits it to point there. Richard Cunningham, and there's definitely no run to him. So much firmer shot this time to long on, and no run there either, so it's a good start from Richard Lake. 2 dots. Building up a little bit of pressure here inside the first few overs of this important game. Ooh, that's a lot shorter from Richard Lake, but Pai had already kind of got front footed on it and therefore couldn't really adjust to pull, and that's 3 dots in a row. And this 10-man field, or 8-man field when you take the bowler and the keeper out of it, doing very well so far, but that's a loose one from Richard Lake, and Pai is able to cut that, and it will dribble through 3 fielders in the end to go for 4, and they needed that. It's a good time to get the first boundary on the board, because those 3 dot balls look like it might be a pretty quiet over. Pitched up this time, Pai drives, but no run to mid-on, who's inside the circle, mid-off's out, and they've also got an extra cover out. Nicely struck again from Pai, but single this time to that man at mid-off. And that's the end of the second over. So
It should be 7 for 1. I've got 9 for 1. I just take them off the end.
Eight runs for 1 wicket so far then for Calpe Giants. 2 overs gone, and Pye and Latin at the crease.
It was just a bang.
No, it was wide as well. So Jamie Riley back on for his second over and starts with a good one. Really good pace being shown here. Pye couldn't keep tabs on that one. Here he comes for his second ball. Pye walks down the wicket this time, but can only end up defending it. Definitely no run there. And this is what you need when you're playing with 10 people. You need to start very tight indeed, and that's what Jamie Riley is doing. As he runs in again. Oh, there's plenty of bounce on that, and Pye has tried to go for it, but Roshan's called it. Oh, what a mess! And Pye somehow survives. He could have been out in numerous ways. The ball went straight up. It was a wonderful bouncer. He really got Pye all ends up. It was going to Roshan. Jamie could have taken it himself, but it was clearly Roshan's catch, and unfortunately it's fizzed around and spilt out. And Pye was halfway down the wickets. They could have got the run out as well, but the throw wasn't quick enough nor good enough. And Pye survives. How costly will that be? Great drama. But Jamie Riley will not think so. He'll be fuming. It's really good cricket again. Great bowling. Good running, I suppose, in the end. And the fielding was okay. And Riley is 1 run off his 4 balls so far this over. So this is just what Lathbury needed. Okay, that's gone down leg side, so it'll be a wide, and it's just been missed by the keeper as well, so they'll get a run from that. But you can't blame Riley for doing one loose one. Such good pace he's showing here. He's got these batsmen really struggling to play their shots, let's say. Oh, and Pye goes again, and this time it is a catch for Cunningham. No, it's not for Cunningham, it's Rick Hatchman, I think, down there. He made it. He made the ground just about, but it was a very difficult catch running in. He never got a chance to get to the pitch of the ball and kind of plant his feet and stay still. He had to try and catch it on the go. It was spinning and whistling from the top edge, and a really tricky chance. But a chance all the same, and they're putting them down. It's not good. They need to take them. Oh, Riley goes leg side again, and the keeper's missed it. AJ, and that's 4 byes. And a wide? No. Hang on. What's gone on here? It looks like it's hit his pad and he hasn't played a shot, and therefore it's not a wide and it's not a boundary.
It wasn't a boundary?
No, because it's hit his pad and he hasn't offered a shot, so there's no runs there at all. That's okay, you can correct that in a moment.
I'll go back.
Richard Lake for his second over. Oh no. No, nothing happened there. That was a dead ball. No one was ready apparently. Yeah, and just to confirm, the last ball of Jamie Riley's over was indeed just a dot ball, because it brushed Ian Latin's pad as it went for 4, therefore wasn't a wide, wasn't a 4 because Latin didn't play a shot.
Yeah.
So 12 runs scored so far with 1 wicket, and that's a skiddy one from Lake. Pye has to make sure he keeps that out, prioritising his wicket over scoring any runs with a dangerous looking ball like that. This wicket can keep very low, and this time Pye can throw his hands at it, and it's got enough pace and it's square enough to go all the way for 4. Good shot, and again just relieves that pressure a little bit on this Calpe Giants score. And again Lake gives Pye a ball of that length where he didn't really need to move at all. He just swung his bat at it and hits it beautifully over long on.
That was a 6, yeah?
No, 4 runs I believe, that one. Let me just check. No, it was a 6 indeed. Yeah, sorry, scorer. Oh, and Lake is gone all loose on us for these last 3 balls. And this time it's going down leg, and Pye can just fish that round the corner for an easy 4. And just like that, there's 14 runs. His score's doubled in 3 balls. Two still to come here. It's expensive over already, and this one's going to go out towards Rick Hatchman. And just 1 run there for Pye. Gives Ian Latin the strike and a chance to get himself comfortable. And I don't. Apologies earlier. The dropped catch earlier. That wasn't Rick Hatchman. I believe it was Kieran Ferrari.
It's 27 for 1 off 4.
4 overs gone. 27 for 1. And that over there has doubled Calpe Giants' score. And we'll see whether Richard Lake comes back on for a 3rd over or not. But certainly sticking with Jamie Riley. He's been bowling very well indeed. But Pye has got himself looking good now. Oh, and he just controls that really down towards a kind of wide 3rd man. And gets 1. Latin will take the strike, and Pye will be happy to be out of Jamie Riley's firing line. Richard Cunningham bellowing support, which they need today with a player down. Yeah, that's a nice shot from Latin. He's chosen the gap very well there, and that races away for 4 through the covers. And Calpe have recovered pretty bloody well now. Excuse my language. Jamie Riley in for his 3rd ball of the over. And good pace again, but Latin's able to just twist his body on it and knock it down to leg and steal a single, which brings Pie back onto strike. Oh, and this time it's a similar shot from Pie, but he gets much more on it and it races towards the boundary, but Roshan is quick enough to stop that, and they'll get 2 there. The Giants. So a nice little shot from Avinash Pie, really. Didn't quite get the meat he'd like on it, but also it was running into the long grass this side, which doesn't help compared to hitting it on the off there, where the grass is a lot shorter. Oh, that's an interesting one. I thought that was quite hittable, but Pie kind of backed out of the shot midway through. Still get the single. Good running. And Riley still keeping it pretty tight. Yeah, it's good pace, but that one is wide. Other bowling options for Lathbury then: Roshan, Rick Hatchman, Rich Cunningham, James Scott, plenty of them, and Ian Latin drives that straight at Rick Hatchman, and there won't be a run there, and that's the end of Jamie Riley's 3rd over. Score moves on to 37 for 1. So Jamie a little bit more expensive that over, but still only 17 runs off his 3 overs. Pretty good. Richard Lake does carry on for another over. And first ball, Pie knocks it down towards Kieran Ferrari, and they get 1 from it. And they're just playing it around now. Ian Latin knocks that one to Rico Hatchman, round about long off. And Pie is now 27 runs off his 23 balls. Ian Latin just taking his time. 7 balls faced, 6 runs. And that's another easy run there down to Kiwi, Kieran Ferrari. Just keeping things ticking over. Looking pretty comfortable now out there, these two. Lathbury could do with a wicket, and they'll be ruining a few of those missed opportunities, especially if Avinash Pai goes on to record a large score here. Kieran Ferrari bowls a bit of spin as well, of course. Jack Horrocks been injured a little bit recently, but very good left arm option. It's very unique having both Jack and Jamie in the same team, two left arm pacers. Not easy to face either of them. And they're just knocking it around now, and that's the end of over 6, 42 for 1.
42. That's
Jamie Riley stays on. Oh, a more lazy cut shot from Avinash Pai there. He's a bit angry at himself there. He knows that could easily have been a top edge to AJ's gloves, but good start from Jamie. They've decided to keep him on from this fourth. They really want to get one of these two, and they've figured that that's one of their best options. Only gone for 5 or so and over so far as well. And that could be a stumping. Oh, yeah, AJ was relatively sharp at targeting the stumps, but I think Pai just would have got back. He did charge down the wicket. And that's 2 nice dot balls to start this over for Jamie. Yeah, beaten for pace again. Very nice indeed from Jamie Riley. But Pai won't be too worried. He knows he's moved this run rate on fairly well in the last couple of overs, and these balls won't hurt too much, especially if he can see out Riley. It's good bowling this, taken by AJ there as well. Played very late indeed. Looked almost for a minute like it was a miscue, but I think it was pretty deliberate to time it late like that. Just a single for Pai, and this has been a fabulous over from Jamie Riley. Just 1 run off it with 1 ball to go, and let's see if he can finish strong. He went for the bouncer, hoping for another one of those attempted pull shots that goes wrong, but instead Latin is pretty happy to just play that out towards point, deep point, and we'll get a single, retain the strike. And that's Jamie Riley's bowling done for then. All 4 overs, very, very well bowled indeed. 19 runs off the 4 overs. Yeah, he should have had a couple of wickets for sure, especially the one which forced the pull shot out of Pye. And Jamie could have taken it himself, but he just didn't want to force the other man out of the way. Politeness almost, because the other man was so obviously more underneath it, but you'd like to think Jamie would have taken it. So an interesting one, difficult one for the team to accept, and there were a couple of other chances as well, none as good as that one. And they're going to bowl out Richard Lake as well, I think, here. He's going to bowl his fourth, so keeping it very simple. And actually Lake hasn't been bad really either. 25 off his 3, not terrible. One of those overs was particularly expensive, so the other 2 have been pretty good. And if he can end with a good one, then it won't have been a bad spell. But they need another wicket. They need to break this partnership. 2 of Gibraltar's best players here. And that's a good little single. Nice and decisive early on. And they make it through easily there. Here's Lake up for ball number 3. And that's straight to the fielder, but easy single. Jack Horrocks, I think, there. See the field. Now we're outside of the power play as well. And that's another one gone to Horrocks. That cover, but just a single. So they've got 4 out on the boundary at the moment. Long on, long off. Deep cover. And a kind of wonky deep third man. And Pye has let loose with that one. That was pitched right up again. And whenever Lake has pitched one up like that to Pye, he's just swung his hands on it and he's got it right. That's gone a long way actually. It's gone over the
51 partnership.
Over the fence, and that is the 50 partnership off 42 balls. So 20 over stuff. You don't need to go crazy in those first 2-3 overs, even if it is the power play. It's more important to get yourself comfortable, and that's what Pye's done here, although he certainly did get away with a couple. Bit of a delay whilst we got the ball back, and when we resume, Pye plays it straight to square leg. Kind of fancies a run, but Latin says no chance, and that's the end of the over. So things going pretty well for Calpe Giants, and it's going to be like for like. Lathbury will replace Jamie Riley with another left arm seamer, Jack Horrocks. Also a Gibraltarian international, plenty of experience. Hasn't played as much cricket as he'd like this year due to injury, but he's getting back to full speed now, so let's see how he gets on here. Here he comes, Ian Latin facing up. And Horrocks' first ball is swatted by Latin straight to Richard Lake, and that'll be a dot ball to start with. He'll be pretty pleased with that. Will Jack Horrocks. And a little bit of a delay here while Avinash Pai checks his bat, replaces his bat. Looks like he's got a problem with it. Let's see how he goes with this new one. Yeah, good bowling from Jack Horrocks there. It's tight enough to be inside the line. Ian Latin is a wee bit puzzled, but no wide. Given by umpire Tom Ramaji. Horrocks returns to his mark, bidding for a third dot ball of his opening over. But he won't get it because Latin defends one onto the open side off, and they can easily run a single there. And the field has stayed the same with two straight fielders both out on the boundary, and then our extra cover and our deep third man. And Horrocks bowls it pretty straight, and Pai punches it down towards long on, and two balls left in this over. Been a good one so far for Horrocks. And Latin puts it in pretty much the same spot, and they'll get a single for that as well. So 3 off the over so far, 1 remaining, and not a bad over from Jack Horrocks so far. He'd like to end it without a boundary, and then it'll be a really good over, and then that'll be 9 overs gone. Oh, and it was going down the leg a little bit. Pai took a bit of a swing at it, got enough of it, and Roshan running after it cannot get to it, and that does go over the boundary for 4 runs, which leaves us on 60 for 1 for the Calpe Giants. Avinash Pai on 42 from 35 balls, and Ian Latin with 12 from 17. He's playing a supporting role at the moment. Kieran Ferrari, the next bowler. Played plenty of cricket for the national team as well over the years. Come back into the game in the last 18 months or so and rediscovering some of his best. And that one's a little bit short. Latin has a chance to schwack it, but can only direct it out towards cow corner for a single. And And let's see how Avinash Pai is feeling at the moment, whether or not he okay, it's good good calling from Latin. Pai looked like he might be interested in a single, but Latin shut him down very, very quickly. I think Pai was just in between shots there, so I thought we might see a bit more of that. But it's been fielded well and cut out, and that's just a single. Jamie Riley sweeping up extra cover very nicely indeed. But whenever the ball's pitched up, Pai is tending to try and go high and long. And this time it's a bit shorter again from Ferrari, and Latin can just punch it out towards Jamie Riley again, and another single. So that's another single. Just rotate and strike quite nicely here. And then of course they did get that boundary off the last ball, for the last over. Had that been another dot, then you could say Lathbury had tightened things up relatively well here. But let's see if Ferrari can finish this one off without any further damage. It would have been a good over. Latin does put quite a lot of aggression into it, but you're not going to beat Jamie Riley from there. And that's a good over from Kieran Ferrari.
65.
Score 65 for 1. And just 5 runs from that over. Just 7 from Jack Horrocks' first over as well. So you feel like they need a wicket, but if they can't get a wicket, then keeping these overs down to 5 or so runs is imperative. Not only are they missing Charlie Packard, of course, today, Lathbury, they're also missing Ashkai, Rathor, Dylan Henschel, some of the top scorers in the runs table so far this season. So the odds are definitely stacked against them from the start here tonight. 10 players made that even harder, and now this partnership, after just 9 or 10 overs, is what will concern them. But at the same time, 66 off 10, if they only double this off 20 and get 130, 140, then Lathbury are well in the game. Problem is, Latin hasn't really opened up yet, and Pai can open up even more, so let's see. Bowling quality doesn't dip too much. You've got good seamer and spinner combination here. You've still got Roshan who can come on and bowl. It'll be interesting to see what AJ, the skipper, decides to do. And at the moment, it is proving hard to get Jack Horrocks away. Well, the first ball of the over was a wide, so we've only had 2 from this one so far. 4 balls still remaining. Better not get too excited for Jack yet. And this time Pai opens up, hits straight over cover's head, and that's raced away for 4. And he is looking comfortable indeed as he moves on to 48 from 39 balls. And Horrocks comes in again. Oh, and that has been pulled away for 4 runs, 2 bounces, and that's the 50 for Avinash Pai. Moves on to 52. A good innings, and not quite sure whether his teammates have realised he's hit 50 or not, but either way, when Horrocks just seemed to slow up a little bit there. He just seemed to have lost a bit of pace, looking a little bit, I don't want to say tired, but you can see that maybe he's slightly short of cricket this year. AJ standing up to him, which also goes to show that the pace is not probably at his maximum at the moment. But he's still bowling decent stuff. A couple of fours in a row, but if he can finish off here with a dot, it will not be too bad. Well, this time Latin has to catch up with it because it skids on greatly off this Europa Point AstroTurf, but he does well, and the man cleans it up just for a single. And Kieran Ferrari will bowl a second over as the score moves on to 77 for 1. Just the 1-4 for Ian Latin so far in 17 off 23. Pi has 2 6s and 6 4s in his 53, and he's going pretty well. Look at the top scorers this season's Premier League. Latin is already right up there and 184 runs in 3rd place, so anything here will boost him further. And now here he gets going, and is that a 4 or a 6? It's a 6. He hits Kieran Ferrari for 4 rather. The umpire's changed that decision from a 6 to a 4.
Oh, 4?
Yeah, that's
Wait for the signal.
and that's what we were waiting to see from Ian. And where I was looking for Avanash's score really, because he has only played a few matches, but he's already got an average of 50 this season, so he's keeping up with that today. And here he's on strike now, facing his national team mate Kieran Ferrari, and he's gone long and high and he hasn't got it. Will they take it? No, they will not. Brendan McCullum, I believe it is, out there. Another chance to take Avanash's wicket, and it's not easy. Sun very high indeed, wondering where the boundary rope is, but he lost that completely in the end, and it went over his head. And Pi gets away with another one. 87 for 1. And 2 more balls of Kieran Ferrari's over here. And Lathbury need to keep their heads up. They're not out of this yet, but it's very quiet out there. And these missed chances just dent morale a bit each time. And that's what we need. Rico Hatchman really throwing it in hard there to the keeper, trying to keep these batsmen on their toes, making them work for everything. The intensity is not as high as it could be, and with 10 players I understand it's hard, but you need that extra 10% from everybody in that case, so they should keep their heads up. Not out of this yet by a long stretch. So Jack Horrocks bowling his third over now. Calpe Giants 89 for 1 off 12.2, projected score of 144 at this point. Ticking along at about 7 runs and over, just over. And now Pye decides to go harder. 6 runs over square leg. Horrocks dropped it a bit too short there. As I said in the last over, he hasn't quite got his maximum pace on today, so Pye has found that relatively easy to just rock back and play a very nice pull over the boundary for 6. Moves on to 95 for 1. And that projected score will continue to rise if these two batsmen start to feel comfortable. And again, no helmet. That one was going for his head, but he put the bat in the way instead and played a delightful little another pull, but this time a kind of swervy one behind square over Roshan's head, and really nice shot. And now it's starting to go. It's 11 off the over so far, 2 balls to come. Horrocks makes sure he doesn't bowl it short again, makes sure he doesn't bowl it on the legs again, and therefore puts it plenty outside off, and that's a single for Pye, and that is 100 up for 1 wicket for Calpe Giants. And it's moved from 80 to 100 ominously quickly there, and that expected score has risen by 10. And Latin trying to start to get a few things away as well, so still they need a wicket, and that's the end of the over. 101 for 1. I've been talking about the bowlers for Lathbury. I'm not sure I mentioned Rick Hatchman. He's warming up and looking like he's keen to get involved. Very good bowler indeed. Bowls a heavy ball from a short run up these days. Oh, it's good work behind the stumps from AJ to mop that one up. That's a wide. Kieran Ferrari starts off with a leg side wide. And this time Latin plays across the line, rocks back and swivels and tries to clump it, but doesn't get much of it, and that'll be a dot ball. Waits on that one. Oh, and he's just popped it through the gap there. Will Cunningham catch up with it? Yes, he will. Of course he will.
104.
Score moves to 104 for 1. Yeah. Ooh. Good ball from Ferrari. Latin misses it. Might not have bounced as much as it should have. Sometimes that's the problem here with playing that shot, and therefore you end up resorting to that one. Simple one to point. Nice little single. That's tossed up. and hittable, and Pye aims it into the gap, but it's covered by McDermott and Hatchman combined. And Cunningham is trying to rally the troops out there with a bit of a war song. Let's see if it can do the job. That's the end of the 14th over. Calpe 107 for 1.
Change of bowler.
And we have got Roshan coming on to bowl. And a bit of discussion about where this field is best positioned. Last week Roshan was bowling a good length, all up in the block hole, plenty of Yorkers. So let's see if he can take one of these wickets and Lathbury can keep this score sensible, because at the moment it's a little bit in danger of racing towards the 200 mark, and that's not what they would want.
Bringing Cow in.
That's interesting, bringing Cal Corner in. Yeah, third man out then, which I can understand, but bringing Cal Corner in, which is Lateen's favourite shot probably, maybe not so advisable. They've got 2 dead straight for Lateen. I would say if he gets hold of it straight, he tends to go. Cal Corner, you probably should have a man there. Ooh, that's a good start from Roshan. Good pace, good length, and Lateen can't get hold of it, so just gets a single. And let's see if Pye can do any better. Partnership of 105 here, by the way. We've neglected to really say. Good effort from these two. After the unfortunate run out of Andy Reyes, Avinash Pye didn't feel too guilty, put it to the back of his head, and he's got on with it. He's tried to swack that length from Roshan as well, but Roshan's bowling decent enough pace for Avi not to get hold of it fully. And here he comes again. It was dug out again by Lateen. Very good start to the spell from Mohamed Roshan. But it's the wicket they need. We've seen many overs where it started well with a few singles and dot balls, and then a boundary, 2 boundaries, and the good work is undone. That one was hit relatively tamely towards point, and Cunningham does a good job clearing it up all the same. Needed to dive to his right. And there's a bit more about this Lathbury field now. There's a little bit more noise, a bit more G'ing up teammates. And that's a great shot from Lateen. Will the man stop it? Yes. Hit very hard by Lateen, but there was a man right there and stops it comfortably enough. Brendan McCullum. That's not Brendan McCullum, he's the New Zealand coach, isn't he? What's the
Brendan McCullum. Out there, yeah.
Brendan McDermott. Apologies. Oh! And that's a superb bowl from Mohamed Roshan, but it beats bat, it beats stumps, it beats keeper, it beats third man.
I think he gave runs for that.
Yeah, 4 runs. 4 runs for that. That was just a 4 runs by, I believe. Or maybe he hit it. Maybe he hit it.
Yeah, then no by there and gave him runs.
Let's see.
I don't think he hit it. 116.
Let's see what they're going to do with that one. Yes, so that's gone down as runs for Avinash Pai. That is 4 runs. And Calpe Giants are on 116 for 1. And Kieran off 15 overs. Kieran Ferrari will bowl his 4th over. So staying in unison, 4 overs at a time, these bowlers. But Ferrari's bowling alright, to be fair. 7 and over. He's not doing too much damage. And there's still a chance for Lathbury to keep this manageable, you know. Just 1 wicket and they could really stunt. And here's Hatchman. Oh, Hatchman's dropped it as well. Oh, Pai has been dropped 3 or 4 times, and Hatchman was dying for that ball to come to him. He wanted it so much, and when it came, it didn't stick. And the next ball, Latin pumps it downfield, but that's a brilliant stop by Jack Horrocks. And Hatchman will be absolutely furious at himself, but he just needs to take the next one. Could be this ball. And that's lofted up by Ferrari, trying to tempt it, but it goes wide, unfortunately. So the right idea. 3 dots and a wide so far, and a real wicket opportunity, of course. And this time Pai just wallops it over Mohamed Roshan's head, square leg. 4 runs. Very effortless little stroke that. And if you don't take your catches, you tend not to win the matches. And Pai, 6 runs, comes down, dances down to Kiwi's length and pumps that for 6. And he moves on to 81 off 53 balls. Be keen to get another 100, I'm sure. Oh! Commentator's curse, sorry Avi. He goes for the swing at a straight one of Kiwis, and those stumps are toppled. A very, very good effort from Avinash Pai. He's led his team into a good position, although with 4 overs left, they still would like to push on a bit more. Projected score at the moment 158. Shave a few off that so the new batsman can get settled, but yeah, 130 for 2. So the second wicket finally comes. Is it still in time for Lathbury to really get themselves in this game by keeping this score to the 140, 150 mark? That would be incredible. They don't want it to let it slip towards 170. And then 150, 160 would be somewhere in the realms of a 50-50 match, although with runs on the board and against a team with just 10 players and missing their 2 best batsmen, still
interesting to see
a big
who
effort
bowled the next
needed.
over after this as well. The Catchman or
Yeah, Rick Hatchman's been warming up for a while, so we'd think he's going to be appearing pretty soon.
We've still got James Scott and Richie Cunningham.
James Scott opened the bowling last game and hasn't been used yet today. The new batsman, by the way, Manav Nayak, been away for a few games, standing out from the crowd with his jolly red pads, whilst Cunningham has a board meeting with the umpires, looking at some scoring mishaps potentially on the phone there. Let's see what the problem is.
The score's correct.
I'm not sure. Not sure what they're discussing, but hopefully they're happy with it now.
Richie's game could be logistical problems.
Yes, it's not easy being Richard Cunningham and having to concentrate on fielding, plus all of the technical setup to enable this streaming, the scoring. Oh, Roshan bowls it well, but Latin steps down and confidently pumps it over long off's head. Brendan McDermott looked interested for a while there, but he quite soon realised it was sailing straight over him. Had no chance in the end, and a really nice strike. And Latin, who's been doing his best Michael Atherton impression for 40 balls now, finally gets his inner Jack Callis out, and that's another lovely shot. More of a late cut this time, and gets 4 runs for that. Third man can't catch up with it, so we all knew Latin could turn the screw when he fancied it, and he was just waiting for Pai to get out the way, letting Pai do the exciting stuff, and now he's stepping up into that realm himself. Oh, is he going to get another 4 from this? It's kind of a thick edge. No, he'll get 2 for it. Very good. Here's Mohamed Roshan coming in again for his 5th ball of the over. And Cunningham clears that up pretty well into AJ's gloves. And it's been a good over for Calpe Giants so far. 1 to come. And 14 off it so far. Let's see what Latin will try and do with this remaining ball. He's opened up now. Oh, is it out? It is. It is. The view was obscured, but that's caught. Kieran Ferrari fumbles it initially, but fumbles it upwards and is able to catch the fumble, and therefore Latin must go. Yeah, brilliant catch by Kieran Ferrari, and those are the ones you need to be taking. And that was the end of the over. Leaves Calpe on 144 for 3. Ian Latin just shy of his 50. He'll be a bit annoyed about that, but more importantly is, can the Giants get themselves
2 new batters for the last 3 overs as well. It's like
2 new batsmen, yeah. Can they get themselves up to that, 170, 180 mark, which would make this really, really tricky for Lathbury. Next bowler, probably Rick Hatchman, I think, judging by how long he's been warming up for.
I think it's got to be.
Okay, Ian Latin makes way for Kabir Mipuri, also in fine form this GPL season, and he's got 3 overs to show us what he can do now. Him and Manav, they'll both be desperate for the strike, desperate to score some meaningful runs, which gets this total up towards 170, 180, and therefore I'd say we can expect some quite interesting scenes over the next 3 overs. They should be throwing the bat at it quite a lot. There's still men in the hut. Whelan's back there, Ben Wood's back there. They've got plenty of batting, so you'd expect some very aggressive shots from these two. Let's see, here's Manav. Rick Hatchman comes through and bowls a great line. Manav late on it, misses it completely. Doesn't edge it though, apparently, according to the umpire. Hatchman gives it a good shout, probably just to wind the batsman up more than anything. Nikhil Advani also still in the hut for Calpe. Oh, but that's a easy length to get away for a Hatchman. And Manav hits it very square over Point's head. And it's a bit of a loose one, unfortunately. Hatchman's first ball was very good indeed. Second one just a little bit too easy to get away at this stage of the game when you want to be keeping it really tight and get these batsmen nervous.
Dropped Richard Cunningham out there now.
Yeah, they've left the man out there now on that boundary. Oh, and this time Manav tries something very fancy indeed and doesn't quite get a hold of it, but will get a single for it. He's very often looking to play behind him, Manav, with these scoop shots and moving around the wicket, especially at the death like this when they're just looking for cheap and easy runs. But Mipuri likes to play it straight and hard and long, but he does like also to get himself in and feel comfortable, you know. So can he explode into life with some 6s and 4s straight off the bat?
That's 150 up.
150 up for Calpe Giants. Be very disappointed if they don't get to 165, 170 here. But the potential's still there for them to get to 180. Oh, that stayed low from Hatchman. It's a good ball. Manav didn't fully commit to it, I don't think, but as I say, it did stay low. And Hatchman has 1 ball left. It's been a good over. 6 runs off it only at this stage of the game. Very decent indeed. Oh! It's a brilliant take from AJ to stop what would have been a 4, I think, probably, because it took a very strange route from stumps to keeper. It seemed to swerve the other side of him, so he's done well there. But that's a good over from Rick Hatchman. And Mohammed Roshan will come on and bowl his 3rd.
150.
150 for 3. Projected score 167 now. Richard Lake's being brought in.
Cabs is looking at that leg side boundary. Very tempting.
Mipuri would love to play a few scoop shots as well and look behind him, so that's why the Lathbury team are discussing what they should have fielder-wise behind the bat. In terms of fielders on the boundary, they've only got three. Yeah, just three. We've got an extra cover, we've got a long on, and we've got a deep third man, deep point. And Mipuri comes up the stumps for that. And looks like he'll probably get two. Just about gets the two there. Roshan wasn't quite quick enough picking that up from behind the stumps. It wasn't a bad throw from McDermott.
Interesting that they haven't got they've only got through the boundary.
Yeah, they're trying to tempt the batsman a bit, which is bold. Oh, Mipuri comes up the stumps, tries to swack it. He's not very happy with himself. Comes off his pads, and they will get one. Not sure he offered a real shot there, but we'll let him off.
No, he drops it.
And now Roshan steams in again, and we'll be looking to stop the two. Cunningham coming in, but they'll get two easily there. And so far we've had 5 runs off the 3 balls bowled, so not bad for Lathbury.
Still looking at that leg side boundary, very tempting. He's bowled a good line.
They're premeditating, these batsmen, though. They're coming down the wickets to try and meet the ball, and therefore it's ruling out a lot of other shots depending on what actually comes out the bowler's arm. Rick Hatchman very keen to bowl his next over, but he's 2 balls early, and Mohammed Roshan will need to finish up first. Let's see if Mipuri comes down the wickets again here. Only a little bit this time, and he does get a good shot away there over Kieran Ferrari, who took a screamer in the last over.
Bit uppish.
Yeah, but at this stage of the game you've got to take a risk, and he's done that. And he'd love to hit another boundary here. Oh, he's gone big.
That leg side.
He's tried to go big, but yeah, Roshan just had a bit too much pace from there. Hits him in the nads.
Happy with himself.
No, it's not his go-to shot necessarily, but he did alright that over, and there was 10 runs off it. Takes us on to 160 for 3. And let's see if Lathbury can keep this below 170. 165 would be decent here. Mipuri 5 balls faced, 7 runs. Nayak 8 runs faced, 9 runs. 8 balls faced, 9 runs. So neither of these batsmen have really been able to open up and extend this score. It's still in the balance, this game. You'd have to say Calpe, with runs on the board and strength of team, are favourites, but it's not gone for Lathbury, that's for sure. Very good bowling, right up in the block hole. Yorker from Rick Hatchman. Good death stuff.
Bringing the fine leg in.
Fine leg comes up for Mipuri, and they're always sending him back for
He was there
Manav.
for Manav's shot, which is over his head.
Following the ball around. Oh, Hatchman has given Kabir Mipuri a gift, a full toss, and Mipuri puts it in exactly the same spot as his previous 4, over Kieran Ferrari's head. Nicely struck, no danger there. Could have tried to go for the 6, but with a ball like that you just want to make sure you time it and get it away into one of those gaps. So good work, well done. by Mapuri, and here he is still on strike. Oh, and it's another full toss, and had Mapuri not premeditated that one, then there would have been a whole array of shots available to him there.
A bye?
And that looks like a bye, I think. Yeah.
No signal.
It has gone down as a bye, that one, yeah. 3 balls to go in this first innings. Hatchman, bouncer, Manav Nayak, well struck, 1 bounce, it's 4. And why is Hatchman throwing a bouncer in with 3 balls of the innings to go? I'm no bowler, but just keep it up there in that block hole. You're not really trying for the wicket at this stage. And that's a very nicely hit 4 from Manav. Oh, and Hatchman's left it short again, and this time it might just make it. It has, it's just made it for 4 again. And Hatchman will be furious at himself. Fair play to Manav Nayak though, who's found a good couple of pull shots there in these last few balls.
Well, it's probably if they've got everybody on the offside, they've only got like
Yeah.
3 men on the leg.
Yeah, it's very, very light field on the leg here, so they need Hatchman to be putting it outside off. 1 ball remaining. Oh, and he's done it again, Manav Nayak. He's played a really nice shot over square leg for 4 runs, and that innings ends with 3 fours in a row, I believe.
178.
And therefore gives Calpe Giants 178 for 3, which is 10 runs more than Lathbury would have hoped 10 minutes ago. And Manav Nayak's done a really good job there in that last over. Kabir Mapuri as well, managing to keep things ticking over. And it's 10 or 15 runs harder than it should have been probably now for Lathbury. And they had so many chances to take Avinash Pai early in the innings. Jamie Riley bowling really well, deserving a wicket or 2, especially that big one of Avinash Pai, and I think they dropped him 3 or 4 times. So if they lose this game, they've only got themselves to blame really, but they can still make a battle of this. Let's see how they do when we return in 10 or 15 minutes, and see how this slightly weakened Lathbury batting lineup copes against a team full of spinners in the Calpe Giants. We'll be back shortly.
Come on, Calpe, every ball, lads! Nick, you got sunglasses? You need sunglasses. You need sunglasses. Andrew, second over, yeah? Second over, yeah? Usual. You ready, guys? On the toes, expect the ball, boys!
Ian, you go wide. You come straight up. Yeah, come straight.
Right, we're all set for this Lathbury Lightning innings in response to Calpe Giants 178 in 20 overs, and that's a very good start. Jamie Riley leaving it late and pumping it to the boundary. Lamin cannot catch up, and that's a very good start indeed. Nice late cut. There was only a tiny little gap that he could go through past Dylan Taylor, and it wiggled its way through.
Right-handed, guys! Right hand! Right hand!
Right, a few wee stream issues there. Poor Pye's bouncing it high, and Jamie Riley has once again managed to find enough bat on that to get it down for 4 runs, and some decent bowling by Pye, but Riley managing to squeeze him away, and after 1 over it's 10 for no wicket. Great shot by Rick Hatchman as Andy Reyes comes on to bowl the second over. 10 runs off the first 10. It's a good start for Lathbury. Jamie Riley squeezing 2 fours away there, and Rick Hatchman starts this second over with a 4 as well. Takes a bit of pressure off, and let's see if these two can really build a good start for Lathbury, because there's a couple of, well, I say a couple, there's more than a couple of decent batsmen still to come in this team, and 178 is not beyond the realms of the possible.
Very much an offside field.
They've got a heavy offside field, just 2 on the leg here, and Hatchman has decided to go long. He's gone 6 runs straight over, long on, and that's a fantastic shot. I'm hesitating because I just really want him to build an innings and not try and hit the next one for 6 as well. So let's see what he does, but that's a super shot. And
The video on.
वाइड नहीं देगा, हाथ में मारेगा, निखिल 30 और सर्कल पे चिपक के रख, stick to the 30, हाँ, हवा वही साइड जा रहा है, the wind's going there.
okay, they found the ball. Andy Reyes comes in. Hatchman isn't messing around, goes long, hard and fast again. Pye fumbles it up and Latin collects. Good teamwork out there on the boundary. That was hit hard, and Hatchman survives after his flurry there and still has the chance to build that innings, along with Jamie Riley here, who's already made a decent enough start. It's 9 runs off his 4 balls faced. Oh! And has he got an edge on that? I think he has. It was never catchable realistically for the keeper, I don't think, but I know it's a bye. He's missed it completely, and it has gone straight through everyone for a single. As Reyes comes in again, Hatchman on strike. He's not in the mood. He's just not in the mood to mess around, and that was close to a 6. I mean, I think it was a 6. There you go. It looked like a 6 to me, and has been changed to a 6. And that was a beautiful cricket stroke, effortless. Really was. Great start this from Rick Hatchman and Jamie Riley for Lathbury. And beats the bat this time. And Rico is aggressive for sure, and he survived that one. And the longer he survives, the more dangerous he becomes. That's over.
28.
You ready, guys? Come on, energy in the field, boys.
Score 28 for no wicket off 2 overs. So it's a really good start. Already seen 2 6s and 3 4s. Andrew Reyes going for 17 there. Interesting to see whether he gets a second over. And Pye comes back in for his second. Jamie Riley on strike. They've got a lot of people in the right sort of area there. Short third man, 2 points really. Trying to stop that late cut from Jamie Riley that we saw twice in the first over. Good bowling from Pye, and Riley knows when to respect a ball. And Jamie could have come forward to that one, decided not to, played the dab again, And the thing you'll notice about Avinash Pai, I'll change the camera in a minute, is sometimes he varies his delivery point drastically. He'll be way back behind the stumps from where the umpire is. Sometimes when he releases the ball, it's incredibly off-putting. Should be illegal, really.
Good calling, good running, that.
Yeah, that was good run in there. Yeah, and now Rick Hatchman, who's hitting it pretty clean, but he's coming up against a very tricky customer here in Pai. Oh, and he doesn't care. He just doesn't care. He's waited and he's smashed it. He's just smashed it. Hatchman on fire. That's fantastic batting. It wasn't a bad ball. It didn't look like a bad ball. The length wasn't too bad, but he gave himself a little bit of space. Let's see if he can keep this going. Pai comes in again. Bouncer this time, and it's a really nice shot from Hatchman again, you know. Fantastic.
236.
And that's well backed up by Kaylin Jackson as well to stop any overthrows there, as as Andrew Reyes went for the run out. Little quick single there, very nicely done by these two. Quick call by Rich Hatchman, really, whose call it wasn't, but if it's decisive enough and you've got the right eye contact and everything else, then why not? What will Hatchman do here? Very exciting watching him bat right now, because every ball could go for a 6. Oh, and that wasn't a bad length for Hatchman to target either, but he decided to stay put, wait for it, and beat him, but no damage done. He's still there with 3 overs down, 37 for no wicket, and this is a great response to what was a fairly good looking first innings score of 178, but it's still a hell of a long way to go and a lot of work to do. We need this partnership to soar past 60 or 70 really for Lathbury to become potentially favourites. And we've got a change in bowling, yes, indeed. Kabir Mipuri will come in early doors after Andrew Reyes went for 17. It's always a difficult decision to make as a captain. Just because Andy Reyes went for 17 doesn't mean that he wouldn't get a 2-wicket maiden next time out, but what can you do as a captain, eh? You have to make these big calls. And Riley playing late again, cuts Kabir into the troop of points that are assembled there waiting for that exact shot. And with this left hand right hand combination, those fielders are having to do quite a lot of running around as well. Good for the steps. Dylan Taylor didn't get to bat tonight, so we'll be keen to make a meaningful impact in the field. Same with Sean Delgado, Kaylin Jackson, and that's a nice little awkward one from Rick Hatchman there. I'm not sure if he made any contact on the ball at all. It was a leg bye, 2 leg byes. Would have been a wide and a single, but instead we'll have 2 leg byes. And Hatchman still on strike. What's he going to do next? Oh, it's a horrible little long hop from Kabir Mipuri. Really not the sort of ball you want to get out to. It must have pitched before halfway or around about halfway, and has just kept low enough to somehow hit the top of the stumps, and Hatchman will be pretty furious about that, and Yeah, no disrespect to Mipuri either. He'll know it wasn't his best ball, and it's not always the best balls that get the wickets. He'll be very annoyed with me that the camera was on the side view instead of behind the wickets. So apologies for that, Cabs.
Parents watching as well.
Yeah, Rick Hatchman's got quite a fan base down here tonight. I think his parents are here, his brother's here, and they were enjoying some of that big hitting there. But all good things have to come to an end, and I was worried about that with Rick. He wants to hit them all, and that was one to just go, okay, it's too straight, it's a bit odd, let's not play that one. But anyway, he's done a decent job for his team there. He has departed for a score of 25 off just 12 balls, and two very capable batsmen at the crease in Jamie Riley and Kieran Ferrari, who is now facing as Kabir Mapuri bowls his fourth ball of the night.
Change of bowling works.
Yeah, change of bowling did work then. And Ferrari's not going to panic, he's going to get himself comfortable. He'll play the bad ball. Very, very clever batsman indeed. Plays across all areas of the pitch, particularly fond of the sweep. But yeah, very easy on the eye. Oh, and there's a massive run out opportunity here as Kabir Mapuri. Jamie Riley has called the run. Ferrari wasn't ready for it. He's not settled in the innings yet. He's just wanting to get himself comfortable, and therefore he wasn't alert at all to the possibility of running there. And Jamie Riley is stuck, marooned, herring towards the keeper, and ends up having to try and reverse. And I think it was Matt Whelan potentially who threw the ball in the end to Mapuri. It might have been Lamin actually, Mike Lamin, apologies. Michael Lamin, the laminator. Good throw to Mapuri, who takes the stumps, and that is bad news for Lathbury Lightning. Not what they needed at all. Ferrari now needs to really stay there for the 20. He's got AJ coming in, who can be a bit more of the aggressor, and Ferrari needs to really hold this innings down now. A lot has changed in the last 5 minutes. Things were looking pretty good for Lathbury with Hatchman swinging freely, and then we had a bowled from a very, very average delivery, and we got a bit of crazy running, which can happen unfortunately, especially with a fresh batsman there at the crease. Wasn't willing to take that single. You know, I haven't watched it back, but you'd think there was a single there in that situation, but only if both batsmen are ready for it, and unfortunately that wasn't the case. Right, Andrew Reyes, after being given a little break there after going for 17, comes back in straight away against these new batsmen, and Kiwi has said, well, okay, but you haven't got any fielders over there, so I'm just going to pop it over there, over your head, over cover, and that's a lovely 4 runs for Kieran Ferrari.
Jamie, you right?
Um,
I'm worried.
let's see if Kieran Ferrari can manage this innings now and make up for his part in that run out. I don't think it was his fault, but still, he'll be feeling like he needs to make up for it and send his team onwards with every chance of getting back into this game. 2 wickets down, but at least they did score some big runs early on, so they're in good shape run rate wise. Andrew James likes to hit the ball pretty hard and pretty fast as well, so he will be looking for all the bad balls as opportunities to score quickly, but also capable of playing it around and rotating strike as well. Giants will be a little bit wary of setting this score against the Med Vikings a couple of games ago. They were pretty confident that day, I think. They'd set 170 odd. The Vikings had a weakened team, and Miles Osted from the Vikings went and scored a beautiful century to win the game. So they'll be wary of it. They'll take this seriously. That's 50 up for Lathbury, which is good after, what is it, 4.3 overs. Ferrari looking comfortable already, so it's still game on, that's for sure. Better length from Reyes, and Ferrari is ready to run this time. AJ's cool. Calpe Mipuri bowling his second over, and he went for 1 in his first over. 1 wicket for 1 run. Didn't realise that. Fantastic. But this time he does deliver a full toss to Kieran Ferrari, and he puts it directly square.
Want to open that up?
Yeah, good shot that. Directly square. No short leg, short square leg, so no catching issue with that shot, and 4 runs for Kieran Ferrari. And there's plenty of support for this Lathbury Lightning team. Very vocal on the bench, which is great to see. But every time Calpe Mipuri pitches it up, Kieran Ferrari just pops it over someone's head. There's only, well, we're in a power play still, of course, so the two that are out are here, deep square leg, and you've got Ian Latin at long off as well, and you'd probably say that Ferrari is a bit more of a onside player apart from that sweep shot. Okay, that one was another bit of a shorty from Kabir Mapuri, and Ferrari does well to keep his eye on it and just give it a bit of a wally out towards mid-wicket. So, end of the 6th over.
61 off 6,
61 for 1. 61 for 2 off 6. So 9 runs off that over, but another
61.
61 for 2, yeah, and sorry, there wasn't a wicket in that over. 9 runs off that over. Takes Mapuri's figures to 10 off 2 overs. And now Nikhil Advani comes into the attack. Full of spin are Calpe Giants. Dylan Taylor would be their pace option if they wanted one. But that is Nikhil's game. Float it up, get the batsman to commit, plenty of stumpings. But also you can attack him if you're feeling good. That was definitely attackable. It's just a case of what frame of mind AJ's in at this stage and how his eye is. He's got away with one there, that's gone high up but bounced in no man's land. And sometimes you need to get one of those, get lucky with one, and then you'll start seeing it. Kieran Ferrari, very good to watch. Straight bat, plays his shots very, very properly indeed. See comment in the chat about Kieran, classic batsman. Couldn't agree more. Classic player, it says rather. And he can score quickly when he needs to as well, as we've seen here. 19 runs off 13 balls, that's exactly what you need at this stage of the game. Ticking along, nothing crazy. Ooh, no run there. There's a run now though, as they get an overthrow. Dylan Taylor goes for the run out, but bowler Nikhil can't take it, and they do scamper through. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the boundary now. Seems a bit many, doesn't it? So Whelan comes in from cow corner.
He's going over for chat as well.
No, he's staying out cow corner. We got a long on, we got a long off, we got a cow corner, we got a deep fine leg, we've got a deep extra cover. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the boundary.
So we can have 5 out there.
We've got 4 in. 4 plus. So how many fielders do we have?
Hello everyone, you'll have noticed there's a significant delay here whilst something is sorted out, so apologies, please bear with us and I'll bring you more news shortly. Right, we are back and playing, as you can see, and a very peculiar and embarrassing situation where Calpe had been playing with 12 players for a period of the match there, and after much consultation that has only resulted in a 5-run penalty, which gets added to Lathbury's score, and obviously the 12th man removed from the field of play. So certainly not your average stoppage in a game. That was a bit of a strange one. Apologies to all involved for that, but it's now been cleared up and we can get on with what's looking like a pretty competitive run chase here, with Lathbury already on 70 for 2 wickets.
Off how many overs?
Of 6 overs so far. 7 overs gone.
7.
विलन है तू क्लब एक बार में चेंज करेगा मेरे पास है भैंचोद सरंगा का तू Ian ball 2.
Right, game still hasn't settled back into much of a rhythm yet.
What's questioning that? Bowler can't bowl again.
And Mipuri bowling, and his first ball goes for 4. Nicely pulled away, swept away by AJ.
Ian, get Lily loose.
That's right, score 70.
Get Lily loose, get Ben loose as well.
AJ again playing. Again, AJ playing for the kind of pull to square leg, and this time it's almost a catching opportunity for Kaylin Jackson, but it drops just in front of him. Spins, and they end up scampering through for 2. Kaylin did well in the end to pick it up and throw it to Kabir in decent fashion, but it was too late. The spin and the kerfuffling in between had put paid to the run out opportunity, and Kabir will come in and bowl his next ball to AJ. It's again very, very short, and Kaylin does really well this time to stop any more than a single, and that's a great effort from the young man. That's hit incredibly hard by AJ, and even a fielder of Ian Lattine's class can't get around in time for that. It's gone straight through him, it's so fast off the turf. And this time AJ was not going to be caught, but it was very nearly. It went straight up in the air, and they run 2. So decent enough over this for Lathbury Lightning. I think we lost the commentary there for a bit, so apologies. And that last over there from Mapuri has gone for 14. So Lathbury doing okay here on 85 for 2. Andrew James, AJ as we call him, 18 off 11, and Kieran Ferrari batting nicely, 4 fours so far in his 22 off 16. Mipuri started incredibly well, but since then it's gone for a few and is now 3 overs bowled, 25 runs for 1 wicket. And on comes Matt Whelan into the attack now. So more spin, no pace at all in this Calpe team. That's a nice shot from Ferrari, but Sean Delgado does alright there to pick it up. Is he still wearing shades at this time of night? That's my type of guy. If he is. And Whelan comes in to bowl his second. Ooh, AJ very early on that, but gets away with it. No harm done. No harm done at all. Some of the comments in the chat, I mean, I could not tell you which way this game is going to go. 178 needed, 87 at the moment with 2 wickets down. It couldn't be more 50-50, it really couldn't. The next wicket, absolutely vital. Here comes Matt Whelan again. Short, and that's a really nicely hit by AJ. It won't go all the way. Andrew Reyes will cut it out, but they'll easily get 2. And they're keeping these runs just ticking over very nicely indeed at the moment. Sensible batting from both these two. Well, I say that. AJ has gone for a couple of big ones which haven't quite worked out, but both times he's got away with it. And Whelan, wide ball this time, drags it a bit. It's short, it's wide. He's lost his rhythm a little bit in these last couple of balls, but it's only his first over. And that's short again and not wide, so AJ's kind of left that one expecting a wide, not got it, and he looks a bit disappointed, I would say. It's short again, and Caelan Jackson clears up, and that's the end of over number 9. 92 for 2, and Lathbury require just 87 runs in 64 balls. They're doing this quite nicely at the moment, going at 10 and over, just over 10 and over. All they need is 7.9 from here on in. And these two batsmen are doing just what's needed. Who have Lathbury got to come? They've got Brendan McDermott, who we know can bat. Ooh, AJ hits a full toss. That's safe, but he'll only get 1 for it.
Just out there.
Did miss out a little bit there on a full toss, yeah, but that's okay. They're well ahead of the run rate at the moment. Sensible batting should be enough from here. But batsman-wise to come, we've got Richard Lake, very good batsman. We've got Brendan McDermott, who can bat. That's snuck through Dylan Taylor as well when it shouldn't have, and there's another run there. Kieran Ferrari really having to earn his crust here, and he'll probably deserve a little break. But yeah, if you're talking about proper batsmen left in the Lathbury lineup, you're talking about two guys, 3 guys. So this next wicket, absolutely vital. You'd think these two need to get them through really to 120, 130, and then it makes it look pretty good for them. But around the 100 mark, still needing another 80 or so to go, then losing a wicket would be bad news for the Lathbury Lightning. There's no sign of that at the moment. Mipuri coming in to bowl again. A bit more length this time, and that's a nice controlled shot by AJ down to long on, and it looks like these batsmen might well have had a chat, done some maths, worked it out. It really isn't much more than a run a ball, so why go for the spectacular sixes? Everyone is out on the boundary, really. So many of them are out on the boundary, and that might even scamper away for 4, you know. 4 byes it will do, and that is big runs for Lathbury Lightning. Not what the Calpe Giants needed at all. And that's now 102 for 2. That's the 100 up for Lathbury Lightning. 77 runs required in 62 balls. And that's a bit of a better length. These spinners have been bowling a lot of short balls in these last few overs, and they're getting put away. So you don't want to bowl too full, because then obviously you're giving these good batsmen the chance to hit big boundaries, but too short for a spinner is not ideal. Oh, that's superb work from Calpe and Mipuri. Absolutely superb work. They've taken a quick single, which looked a dodgy one, but the way Mipuri picks it up, turns, throws at stumps.
He thinks he was in.
He looked out to me. I thought that he was quite significantly short of the crease. He's not happy at all. He's standing there, half refusing to go. But I'm not sure what could possibly get overturned now. The umpire's given the decision, and to me, it was clear. It was such a good throw, hit direct, and Kiwi was a foot or two short. We'll have to watch the reruns and see what we can glean about that. But he is really not happy at all, and that wicket is massive, really big, because Kieran Ferrari was playing very well indeed. He knows exactly how to steer a team to victory in circumstances like this, and he's been run out in really excellent circumstances from the Calpe Giants and Calpe and Mipuri's point of view. But Ferrari's still refusing to leave the pitch. He's still there around the deep square leg area, just watching on. He's absolutely furious. He's convinced he was in, and you know, usually you do know as a player, so I'm certainly going to reserve judgment till I've seen it again, but the feeling was that a direct hit would be big trouble for the batsman, and that's exactly what happened. Mipuri did brilliantly, absolutely brilliantly. He's picked it up in a flash, turned in a flash, and thrown it at pace. So let's see if we can get anything from the replays on that later. They are not happy, Lathbury Lightning. Ah, okay. I'm hearing why Lathbury are so angry now. So this is not to do with Ferrari not making his ground. Ferrari understands that he didn't make his ground. He is suggesting the wicketkeeper had clipped the stumps, and therefore the bails were off at the time when Mipuri's throw would have hit the stumps in that case. And that is why Kieran Ferrari is so upset at the decision. So, an unfortunate one for sure. Umpire hasn't seen that, wicketkeeper hasn't come forward with that if it is indeed what happened. Unfortunately, I'm too far away to see. We can but study it on replays, and I think we'll have to just get on with the game. This is the nature of cricket, that's the nature of sports. Sometimes iffy decisions are made. And you rely on a level of integrity as well from players, so Manav may well have no idea at all that he clipped the bails. If he did clip the bails, I will have to check the replays myself. But anyway, we move on. We're still going. It's 3 wickets down now. It's 104 runs, and AJ is likely to be pretty angry now. And Richard Lake is a very, very good accomplice to have out there at this stage of the game. So Lathbury Lightning have that injustice now to try and spur them on towards a memorable, well, what will be a very memorable victory after that incident. Oh, but Richard Lake has instantly tried to smash one, and it's been dropped. It's been dropped out in the deep. Can't quite be sure who it is out there. It's Andrew Reyes. Andrew Reyes has dropped Richard Lake and conceded a boundary in the process, and that's a big, big wicket that's that Lathbury have got away with.
Went through his hands for 6, yeah?
And the very next ball, Richard Lake goes for another big one, and this time it goes straight down the throat of Manav Nayak. And
Richard Lake stayed out there. Oh, that's who was out.
I'm not sure where Richard's going at the moment. He's going the other way off the pitch, which is peculiar. Maybe he's going straight to his car. Maybe he's going to get a helmet. I'm not sure what his helmet's doing there. Oh, I suppose he took it off. Okay, fair enough.
Score.
So the score is 111 for 3 after 10.3 overs. A lot has happened in this game.
How many out?
It's been an interesting one to commentate. 111 for 4 now with Richard Lake's wicket. We've got a new batsman out there, I believe is Brendan McDermott. It is indeed, and we will need to see a good solid innings from him supporting AJ if Lathbury Lightning are going to win this. Richard Lake has gone a little bit kamikaze there, trying to hit the big shots and knock these runs off quickly. It worked the first time only because he was dropped, and then the second time Manav Nayak's not going to miss those.
So 111 for 4, yes?
And it's 111 for 4 as we carry on, and Matt Whelan will bowl to Brendan McDermott as he faces his first ball of the day. That's gone straight to Sean Delgado, but it's an easy run for AJ to call, and McDermott's off the mark. I'll be happy about that. And AJ is 25 off 19. Let's see if he can spur his team on here. Oh, he's mistimed that pull, but gets away with it. No one there to catch that so close in. And he'll get a single, and that's the end of the over. So we're 11 overs down, and the score is 113 for 4.
Hey! Calpe, not your fucking point, just keep your thumb, man. Calpe, तू चूतिया क्या यार? उनको कुछ भी बोलने दे, तू अंदर तेरा देख. यही प्रॉब्लम है जिप क्रिकेट का फैंसों. I think 11.
That one's gone straight Oh, it's been dropped. It's been dropped. AJ's got away with it. He's hit it straight up. Ian Lattin's run in. He slid at the last moment to lose his balance, and the ball's almost kind of landed on his chest. But in the end, it does hit the turf, and it's another dropped catch. Manav Nayak bowling now, and that's a nice shot from Brendan to just keep rotating the strike. They only really need to tick over. They don't need to hit crazy sixes or anything like that to win this game. They need to keep it ticking over and hit the bad balls, of which there'll be many, and keep getting these singles as well, which is important to keep things moving, not to get stuck with dot balls. Oh, he's been stumped. He's been stumped. It's good work by Kabir Mipuri. Brendan McDermott has got forward a good few paces to one of Manav's balls there, and Mipuri's done well. Done well indeed. Didn't panic, just took it and took the bails off, and the umpire was pretty certain that that was out straight away. So maybe McDermott never got back. Maybe his foot didn't get back far enough in general, but the umpire was pretty confident. No complaints with that one. And who's this stepping out then in the number 6 shirt? Jack Horrocks. Jack Horrocks, okay, so known more for his bowling, but certainly can bat. Gibraltarian national player, plenty of experience. He'll know what he's got to do here. Let's see if he can stick around and really support AJ. Hit the bad balls, take those singles. Well, that's fair enough. He's refused the first single, but he's only just got to the crease, so he wants a bit of a nerve settler. And Manav Nayak is not an easy bowler to face either. Probably one of the better spinners in the region for sure. Oh goodness me, that's a slightly careless shot, but it's gone, and they have gone for 2, but they're going to make it because the throw wasn't strong enough, so they'll get 2 for that, but it was a bit indecisive. They need to be more communicative than that, these two batsmen, if they're going to get to this total.
That's over.
It's over. That is the 12th over done and dusted.
11th. Okay, I may have missed one.
Yeah, 12th over done and dusted, that one. So 61 runs required in 48. It's very, very doable still. I'd love to know what the odds would be in running at this stage on the game, or the percentage chances. I would probably say
12, yeah?
it's definitely 12 overs now gone, yeah. I would say this is still 50-50. One more wicket and I'd say Calpe are in a massively strong position, and I don't know why they're taking runs like that.
Suicidal.
The umpire hasn't given it. Oh, the umpire did give it. Okay, well, nobody really appealed because it looked so obviously out, but because the umpire didn't actually put his finger up, the batsman was slightly confused as to whether he should go or not. And I think that Lathbury have totally misunderstood this match situation, because they needed 62 runs in 48 balls. I don't know why they're pushing for 2s in that situation, but it's not easy to keep tabs on what's happening in the bigger picture when you're out there. And AJ probably felt a lot of pressure on his shoulders. He was the last remaining man that could...
Trim the overs down, yes. 12 overs gone, yeah?
12 overs gone.
Okay, I've got down 13 by accident now.
That's alright. and that's a bad decision, which he'll be very, very regretful about. So he won't need me to remind him. But yeah, 1 run there would have been absolutely fine. There's still lots of this match to go to score those runs. New batsman then, with AJ departing, is James Scott, I believe. We'll just wait to have that confirmed. And now the balance of this match definitely tips into Calpe's favour. Still got capable batsmen, Roshan, Richard Cunningham. These guys can bat, they can score 20 runs at a run a ball. And that's not far off what they need. So let's see. This is not over yet, but without a doubt it's tilted into Calpe's favour now. 60 runs from 47. The problem is that wickets column, 6 wickets down now. Okay, a lot of noise, but Matt Whelan is ready and James Scott is ready. And that should be James Scott off the mark. It's a point. So, Jack Horrocks now becomes the main man, a bowler by trade. I've seen him play this role of emergency batter before, very capably. So let's see. There you go, he's down to the pitch of the ball. Very nice cricket shot indeed. Just keep rotating the strike. There's nothing else needed at the moment than singles, rotate the strike, singles, rotate the strike. And at some point you need to target 2 or 3 boundaries, and that's pretty much all it takes. So that's excellent from James Scott. Safe shot. Pops it into an area where there's a fairly easy single, and they wait for that bad ball.
Still only run a ball, yeah?
Still only just over a run a ball. 57 runs needed in 44 balls. That's it. There's another run there to Sean Delgado. And Calpe don't seem too worried about these singles at the moment. They won't be for a little while, I suppose. They'll be confident in getting another wicket and getting right into this tail, but even after these batsmen you have a couple of capable guys who can stay there for a bit and get singles. So I think they should be more concerned about stopping the singles if they can. Oh, Whelan has very nearly got a run out off his own bowling there. It was a good effort, but just misses. Somebody shouted run 2 from the crowd. I think that's terrible advice, sorry, but at the moment you don't need to be running dodgy 2s. You need singles and then a couple of boundaries.
Score is 124 for 6 of 13, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Hold on.
Well, this has been a very eventful and exciting game. I can't even think of the various strange things that have happened in it so far. Let's see how these 2 tail end batsmen or lower middle order batsmen deal with a really classy bowler like Manav Nayak. The first ball there beats James Scott all ends up, and you really have to commit to get to the pitch. That's a great shot, to be fair. He's waited for it and he's on the back foot. It's nice and safe. He's going to rotate the strike. That's exactly what James Scott needs to do. It's a very nice shot from Jack Horrocks, and there's your 4. There's your 4. Really nice shot. Goes with the spin, follows the ball, keeps his eyes on it. Sort of a high sweep, if you like. There's never in any danger of being caught. Really, really good from Jack Horrocks, and then that takes the pressure off completely. For a little while longer, they can go back to just getting those singles, rotating, getting comfortable, and making sure they stay there, because that's the only way they're going to win. Ooh, it's a good ball from Nyack. Mipuri manages to stop it. I thought it missed him for a minute. Here comes Nyack again. Good length, but Horrocks does get something on it, which is what is needed, and they do take a single to point again. Sean Delgado clearing up. Score moves on to 130 for 6. 1 ball remaining. Oh, and that was one for James to maybe step forward and get to the pitch of more. It was a hittable one, but they're still there, and Horrocks is back on strike now for a more manageable task. As I think Matt Whelan will bowl his 4th.
Exactly, run a ball.
Good work from Kaylin. Stops that sweep from Jack Horrocks, which would have rolled away for 4 potentially. He's done well there. And Whelan will come in for his 2nd ball of the over against James Scott now, who is trying to thwack it. Doesn't really need to, just needs to play it around, keep going. There'll be opportunities to hit boundaries, full tosses, there'll be wides, there'll be byes still. So no panic required yet if these batsmen can keep their heads. Here's Horrocks again on strike as Whelan comes in for his 3rd ball of the over. Yeah, it's a nice shot. It won't go past Sean Delgado, but still rotating the strike, keeping the scoreboard ticking. It's good work from Horrocks. James Scott back on strike as Whelan prepares for his 4th ball of the over. And this one, James Scott has gone for. We got another shout from Rick Hatchman to run 2. I'm not convinced that anyone could have run 2 there, but it's a great shout. Oh, there's another stumping chance possibly if that had been missed, but it wasn't. It got a bottom edge and went past Mipuri down to the laminator, Michael Lamin, who's a short 3rd man-ish. And James Scott will face up to Whelan's last ball of his day. This is his 4th over completed, and James Scott will get a nice little single out of it. So, good over from Whelan as far as Calpe are concerned. 6 runs off it, a single off every ball, and we are 15 overs down, 136 for 6.
Let's check the number of overs from the bowlers. That's correct, yeah?
8, 10, 11, yeah, 15, yeah. 10, 11, 13, 15. 15 overs gone. Avinash Pai still got 2 overs left. Manav Nayak still got 2 overs left. Andrew Reyes still got 2 overs left. And that's a great shot. It's a great shot from James Scott. Ian Latin will get there, and there's confusion in the running again. And James Scott needs to run. James Scott was barely running. He gave up almost. He thought he was home. I would say that was close. Umpire not interested. Why would he be? But that is very relaxed running from James Scott. But they got 2 runs for it, so good news. And he's knackered now, absolutely knackered. Look at that. He needs a moment. He's ready. He's ready. Here's Manik Nayev. Oh, and Scott has absolutely blasted it this time. It's a brilliant pickup from Avinash Pai. Didn't quite carry, but picks it up on the half volley beautifully to stop any more damage, and they just get a single. So Jack Horrocks. Oh, okay, that was hittable again. It was at that length where you could have gone for it, but he needs to stay there, and he's batting sensibly. Doesn't get a single for that though. Goes straight back to Manav Nayak. Oh, that's a tough one to deal with. Stayed low. It was a bit whippy and flippy. A very nice ball from Manav. And so far, this over a little bit slow for Lathbury. And yet again, the kind of prod to try and get the single results in a dot, and that's 3 dots in a row. So 3 runs off this over so far. They could do with a couple here, if not a 4. But then Horrocks does not want to throw his wicket away. 139 for 6, and this time he does get the single, and he'll probably be happy with that because it means he'll retain the strike so that he can attack whoever's next, probably Avinash Pai.
I've got 140.
Yeah, end of the 16th over, 140 for 6, and this is a really delicately balanced finish now. 4 wickets remaining for Lathbury, 39 runs needed, and 24 balls, but they have got the quality and trickiness of Avinash Pai returning for 2 more overs. Calpe favourites at this stage, I'd say. 70-30. Still tough for Lathbury to get this remaining 39 runs, I'd say. Here's Pai coming in for his first ball, and he beats the bat of Horrocks, who it was a hittable one. It wasn't a great ball, but Horrocks probably tried a bit too hard for it, and in the end didn't get any of it.
Any runs? 2 dots. 1 dot.
Here comes Pai again, and that is a wide. That'll help. More the merrier of those for Lathbury, and it's 142 for 6 now. Horrocks doesn't get much of that one. Gets a single. Here comes Pai again from deep in the wicket-keeper's crease. He's wide again though, that's 3 wides from Avi already this over. He can get a bit like this as the match reaches its conclusion. 3 wides out of 4 balls. And this time it's good, and James Scott misses it. So that's 3 wides, 1 single and a dot so far from this over. Still 4 balls to come. Need to be confident and commit. Oh, it's so skiddy. James Scott needs to get forward to those and make sure some bat is applied to that ball. Any little edge will run off for 4 or 2. Kaylin will be chasing down there, but just anything on it at all now. We've got other batsmen in the hut. Okay, well that's gone high. It won't go all the way, but he should get 1 run there without any problem at all. And they don't need to panic and go for that 2 yet. Jack Horrocks on strike, which is what they want now against a bowler as good as Avinash Pai. Horrocks does catch it on the cut, but that's cut out by Sean Delgado, and it's not a bad place to be. This hasn't been a bad over for Lathbury. They've already got 6 or 5 runs off it. 6 runs off it, maybe 6 runs off it, and now James Scott can pretty much have a swing at this. It's a free ball. If he gets out, there are other capable men in the hut, and he's got a real free swing to try and knock off a boundary. Oh, he's missed it completely. He's missed it completely, and he's been stumped again. It's great work from Kabir, who's working his way up the Gibraltarian wicketkeeper ranks, much to my dismay. Yeah, good stump in that. Again, stayed calm, stayed down, caught the ball, didn't panic, just took the bails as quickly as he could. But it was a free hit. He didn't hit it. But Richard Cunningham coming to the crease is not the end of the world, you know. In this kind of situation, Richard's very good at getting bat on ball. He can hit a boundary, more so than ever lately, and he knows his cricket. He knows what they need to do here. The situation is 33 runs in 19 balls.
Was that over?
Manav Nayak will come back for his last over. We've got Jack Horrocks there, 16 balls faced, 15 runs, and Richard Cunningham, the new batsman, who will not be facing. Horrocks is on strike, as pointed out by Avinash Pai. And this is fascinating stuff now. Really close match. And that's exactly what we like to see. Ben Wood down here in front of me, looking a bit cold now. Disappointed not to have got a bowl, I think. There's a single there for Jack Horrocks, and that'll bring Richard Cunningham onto strike. He faces Manav Nayak, often in the nets. Let's see how that plays out in real time. Bit of a delay whilst they change the field around. Dylan goes onto the onside. They've just got these 2 out here on the leg now. Square leg deep, Ben Wood and Cal corner-ish. Ian Latine, not quite on the boundary. And then plenty covering that. Richard Cunningham dab down to point. Or the cut, which he also likes. Kaylin's trying to be a little bit too straight. They want him a bit wider. And now we should be set to go, but Cunningham is waiting, taking his time, making sure he is ready. Doesn't want to premeditate here. He's managed to get that bat on ball. and gets his single, which is what they needed. Good work, and that's what Cunningham will do, get bat and ball. So if Horrocks can hit a 4 or 2, Lathbury's still well in this match. I think Dylan Taylor might have injured himself. Overly acrobatic there. He's a goalkeeper, but it looks like he might have hurt himself quite a lot there, just as Calpe are trying to wrap this match up. I don't think he'd be staying down unless he was quite seriously hurt. Didn't quite see clearly enough to know where he will be injured, but he's sort of holding his head. Might be a bit winded, maybe he landed on his head. I'm not sure Lathbury would be very accommodating if Calpe asked to bring on a sub after the 12th man drama from earlier. But Dylan Taylor is back up now, and he's a typical footballer. He's just done a bit of time wasting. He doesn't quite understand that doesn't help in this scenario, but maybe it does. Maybe he's upset Jack Horrocks' momentum there. Let's see. 148 for 7, 31 runs in 16 balls. Nyack's bowled 2 of his final over. And Horrocks has absolutely charged down the pitch and clumped Manav Nayak for 6. What a shot. And I hope he realises that he doesn't need to do that every ball now. That's set them on a good path again. So let's see, maybe he wants to do it to the next one as well. If it's there, it's there. Go on, Jack, let's see what you've got. That's flatter from Manav this time, and Cunningham scampers through for a single. Brilliant play by Jack Horrocks, really good. Gets himself out of the way now, gives Cunningham a crack at Manav, saves himself. What a big 6 that could be. 24 runs in 14 balls now. Cunningham looks around, checks the field, sees where these gaps are. Where should he try and play? Across the line is where they want him to play. And unfortunately, Richard Cunningham has played straight. He's tried to play straight, but he's dollied it straight back to Manav Nayak. And that's a caught and bowled, and Rich is absolutely furious. He was ready to help win that match for Lathbury, and he's really disappointed himself. He probably should have taken the risk there and tried to play into the leg side rather than going so straight. But they're not out of it yet. Mohammed Roshan walks out, and he's with a guy who's just hit a very nice 6 off a very, very good bowler indeed. So we all know Mohammed Roshan can bat. He just needs, and his team needs, him to be very sensible here and let Jack go for the big shots. He needs to rotate the strike, keep things ticking over.
Oh shit. I've got one run on there, sorry.
I'm not sure why they turned down a single there. Well, I suppose Jack wants to be on strike for this, but yeah, I think they probably could have taken that and let Rosh try and get off strike early doors in the next over as well.
Shit. I shouldn't have put the run on.
Right, this is classic GPL cricket here. We have but 2 overs remaining. We have Lathbury Lightning chasing 178 and needing 24 runs in 13 balls, 12 balls rather, and we have Jack Horrocks out there along with Mohammed Roshan, and no wickets remaining. And that is the end of the game as Jack swings at one of Avi's and is skittled, bowled. It was a heroic effort from Jack in the end. He tried hard to recreate that shot that he played a few overs back, or an over or so ago, but he's missed that one, and there's no one left in the hut now. Giants win. What a game though, really close in the end. What could have been so many drop catches throughout the course of the evening. Avinash Pai was dropped several times on his way to a healthy 80 odd that he scored in the first innings, and then here with a weakened lineup, Lathbury have battled valiantly. Kieran Ferrari started pretty well with Rich Hatchman also hitting some big runs early, but in the end they just fell short, or one batsman shy, and Calpe Giants win. So that levels things up at the top. No, it doesn't. It takes Calpe away at the top of the table to 12 points, while as Lathbury remain on 8 points, have one game in hand on Calpe, but still that was a big result. If that had gone the other way, then that would have been completely different. It would have been joint points at the top, Lathbury with a game in hand, Med Vikings wallowing on 2 points, but still time for them to get a few wins this season. But it's certainly between these top 2 now, and Calpe with prime advantage under the leadership of Manav Nayak. So thanks for joining. Hope you enjoyed the game. Loads happened in that game, very eventful indeed. We will see you again for the next game.